A few of my go-to strategies when I'm coaching a single leg hip hinge. Let's start with the left leg forward and right behind. Try to start tall with nice upright posture and head on top of the rib cage. Soften and extend the front knee a few times and find stability front to back in your foot, so keep your knee slightly soft. Then you can hike and unhike both hips and find a little bit more level pelvis. From there, place your hands on the front of your hips and think about keeping this area nice and squishy when you start getting into your hinge. So when you're going down, think about your fingers poking your hip crease, and this area stays nice and squishy, nice and soft. Get into a position where you feel some length through the back of your glutes or your hamstrings, and then you can gently hike and unhike or rotate side to side. You can also shift your weight back and forward to start sensing different parts of your foot and different parts of your leg working. If you find that your toes are gripping and really squeezing into the ground, we can use a wedge to try and set up slightly differently. So grab a wedge, place it in front of your foot, put your toes on the wedge and start with the same nice upright posture. Again, you can bend and extend the knee and start with slightly more bent knee, but nice and upright posture instead of leaning forward. So we want to start with hip extension. Again, you can use your fingers to think about the front of your hip is nice and squishy. And if it's not, can you guide it? And you're just trying to get your sit bones to open. Again, you can play around with moving forward and back. And if that setup of the wedge is not working, you can play around with slightly angling the wedge. So it's more underneath the inside of your foot, but the outside of your foot stays on the ground. Try this. This feels a little bit better for my body. But you can also try to angle the wedge to be on the outside. Everyone is slightly different. So that's more of an experiment, trying to play around with that position, finding what works for you. And then the final option you can try, of course there are many more, but these are 3 options I want you to use and try this time, is wedge underneath your heel. Again, start nice and tall, and again trying to guide your sit bones back, keeping the front of your hips nice and squishy, and see how it goes. I personally prefer when the wedge is slightly angled and it's more coming from the medial towards the lateral border of the foot, but I would like to hear what you think about it. Thank you very much for watching.